You knew it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just putting a tip on 2 of them, and then I'm going to sculpt the other 2. Overlay, and then I'm sculpt 1.
Was the half rail?
This is the half well.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. You know how it is. Okay.
So with this, you could do, since that's a no well, you could put the drop
On a
on the
nail.
nail.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
And then you can flip it like that. So.
How are you? Good, and you? I'm good, thank you.
Right.
What do I do now?
Where is your Oh, did I use it to scrub my tools?
My nail brush?
Yeah. Oh, I did it.
Oh, I think it should be in like that wax cleaner.
Maybe I did use it. I'm doing 4
Oh.
because I'm only demoing 4 things.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do the whole. You guys have to practice.
Yeah, but when you would know that.
Okay. So this one I'm gonna blend in like we normally would.
No, we were going over a new chapter. ¿Está en el carro? No, tú no vas a cortar el pelo de mi muñeca. Mira ahí. Eres tu rolo y tu ya eso está contado. No, she's, I don't have too many long ones left. I'm sorry. ¿El qué? ¿El maquillaje? Thank you, though.
I'm just removing the shine. I'm not blending it. Because remember, you don't want to blend it because of the. Sprayed the wrong way.
She did all.
See, and this kind of helps you get all in every little area that you need to. Something right there. There it goes. Oh, sorry. Something right there. Okay, got it. All right. Okay, so what now I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a form. Now there's 2 types of forms. There's one-time use and there's reusable. With these, do not flatten them. They're made round so that you can adjust them to the nail. So what you would do is with these, you just spray with NAS 99 and clean them. These are great because you can put them on yourself. As opposed to these, it's harder to do your own, you know, because they have to stick. So basically what you want is the center line. Oh, I chipped my nail. It's from the acetone because I did the acetone. It's okay.
Yeah.
So basically from here, what you want to do is the center line should go down the center of the nail.
Okay.
So you have to have somewhat of a free edge here in order for it to go underneath the nail. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of put it right under the free edge. And you're going to curl this till it's tight. See, and this is why you need different types of forms, because certain forms don't work with certain type of clients. Like this one, that one might not work for her. It just doesn't fit correctly. When you're putting the form on,
So they have different kinds.
yeah, there's different shapes. There's you could close it if you want. I know it's hot in here, but unless they get loud. But you basically want, this one's coming loose. Like I don't think this one's going to be good for her because it's not going tight around. They have to be really tight, and it has to go underneath the center of the nail like that. And then what I usually do a little trick, but this isn't working for her. I like this one. So these you can reuse, these you can't. They're one-time use.
Okay.
What's also cool about these, even though they're short, you can layer them and stick them together to make longer nails. So if someone wants nails out to here, you can double layer them. That's what they've done on those nail magazines.
Oh yeah?
Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take the center of the form. This is just a little trick, and you want to put it underneath so it gives it support. Now you can actually put the form on like this and then close it. I like to close it to make your C curve first. Like this. You don't want to close it completely, you just want to pinch it because you want that shape. This is the shape that the nail is going to be. Okay, so I'm going to open this. I'm going to put this tight under her nail. And you can kind of feel it. And there should be no space in between the free edge of the form and here. So my little trick is I just kind of take my end of my acrylic brush and put it underneath like that. This doesn't have to be flat. This just has to stay. Okay? And there has to be no shape. Let me get this in here. It's once you find the forms that you like, then it's pretty easy.
That's all. Take how long do you do it?
Actually, you know what? I know what I'm going to do with that one. Give me this one. I'll do this one. It's okay. Actually, there we go. This is perfect. This is how you want it to look. You could show them, well, like, don't touch it, but see how there's no space. You want to make sure that this...
Push it.
Yes, it has to be no space.
Okay.
Okay?
Put under the nail.
Okay. And under the nail.
Okay.
And for those of you that want to do stilettos, this is how you make stiletto. You need to do forms, sculpt them to do a stiletto nail. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to do Bond Aid on the natural part of the nail. Okay. This one I'm going to do it on the entire nail because there's no tip. Okay. Then I'm going to do Bond X. How you guys remember what comes first is A comes before X in the alphabet. So that's how you guys remember this. So when you put this on, you're going to dip it in one time like that and brush it on the nail. You don't need to re-dip it every time. I'm able to probably do 4 to 5 nails before I re-dip it. That's enough right there. Too much primer is going to make it lift. That's why the brush is little.
Okay,
you dip it in, take the excess off, and then do the nails.
Okay.
You see I did 4 nails without even having to re-dip it. Okay? Okay, the next thing you want to do is take your powder. So you're going to take your liquid. I wait till I'm done because you don't want to get any of the dust or the dirt inside the liquid. Okay, so I wait till I'm done filing and doing all that, or unless you have the tops that go over your dapping dishes. You want them covered. Okay, so you guys do get your droppers, but this is a little trick. Take your brush, hold it over the dapping dish, and pour it down the ferrule of the brush. It's called the metal part. You go like this, and it goes right into the dish. Just like that. Okay? When you first get your brush, it's stiff, so dip it in there. You're going to see all those little air bubbles float to the top. You can't have air bubbles in your brush, because if you get air bubbles in your brush, you can have air bubbles in your nails. Okay, so dip it in. So kind of like, almost like prime the brush. Okay? I love it.
Oh.
Okay. Now, I don't advise you guys to do this, but I'm going to do this just so I don't waste your product. But normally what you guys are going to do is you guys are going to scoop your powder into here. Because what's going to happen is you guys are going to dip it into here and you're going to get all these clumps in your acrylic and you're going to mess up your whole thing.
Yeah.
So I advise you, what you guys should do is take, they give you little scoops if you buy the big kit. I don't know why they don't give them in your kit, but just take a little nail tip and just scoop the product in there, okay? So I'm going to do clear, I'm going to do some white, pink and white, okay? So first I'll do this middle one so I can show you. So basically what you want to do is you want to dip your brush in, get all the air bubbles out, okay? Take the excess off. Now it depends on you. Some people like to drag. I'm a swirler. I like to swirl because by swirling you could get the bead as big or as little as you want, okay? By dragging you only get it one size. So you can take a small brush and take a lot of product by circling. Brushes, the other thing I didn't explain to you guys before, brushes come in different sizes. They come in sizes 1 being the smallest and like 22 or 24 being the largest. The bigger the brush, the larger amount of product it comes to pick up. So you can do a nail and usually an average nail is done in 3 beads. 1, 2, and 3. You can also do a 1 bead nail. You can start, I'll show you different methods on how to do a different type of nail. So basically, you can do a nail in how many beads that you want. You just basically, you know, it could take me 10 beads, it could take me 4 beads. It depends on the control of yourself. So you're going to dip the brush in the liquid. Now I like to circle. I get a nice glossy bead. That's good. Okay, I'll show you what a bead looks like that's too dry. That's so good. A bead, it looks like, I'll probably pick one up. But if you don't pick up the right bead at first, brush it off, do it again. Okay? So I'm going to pick up my bead. I only dip, now the first time you're going to dip it in all the way. The second time you're only going to dip your tip in. And you're going to wipe the excess on the side of the dish. Okay? So I'm going to circle. I'm going to take a medium-sized bead. I'm going to tap the loose. When I tap the loose, it should stay on the brush. I'm going to press my bead. I'm going to let it relax for a minute. You can see the chemical reaction starting. You're going to pat and press, smooth it out, pat and press and smooth it out. See how smooth that acrylic is? If I touch it anymore, as it's drying, it's going to create bumps. The more you play with the product, the bumpier it's going to be. You guys tend to like dip your brush in, be trying to fix the nail, you're going to make it bumpy. Put the bead on. What you want to use is, the tip is only used for detail work. Okay? The belly of the brush is right here. With acrylic, you're doing patting and pressing techniques. So you're going to dip your brush, you're going to put your bead on, and then you're going to press it. Move this side and move it to the end, and just smooth out whatever you need to. So it's going to be pat, press, maybe 1, 2, 3. And you just move up the nail, okay? So for me, I'm going to do my next spot. Now, I have to do this area here. If you're going to do an area like this, you're not going to place the bead right here. You have to place it right before it, because when you press it into it, it's going to flow. If I put it right where it needs to go, it's going to run into the skin, okay? So you're going to press, put your dip it into the monomer, do a little bead, there. Okay, you're going to pat and press, and you're going to smooth that out. And I'm patting and I'm pressing. Now you can see, I'm not re-drying my brush constantly on the nail, okay? It needs to be, this product is designed to work wet. It's designed for the liquid to continually run from the acrylic, okay? You never want to re-dip your brush in the monomer and say, oh, it's too dry, let me smooth it out. You're not getting the right mix ratio. It's not the right consistency. Just take your bead. I'm going to take a little bead here. I'm going to place it here. Pat, 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 press, and smooth out. And if you get it on the skin, dry your brush and clean it like that, like I just did. Okay? And then I'm just going to work my way up the nail. And then, as you get closer to the cuticle, and I'm using a light feather touch. Like I'm not like, unless it was really thick, I would have to press it really hard to smooth it out, okay? See, and I got a little spot here, so I'm going to take a little bead. I'm going to place it there. I'm going to push it right into the side of the nail, and now I'm going to smooth it back to blend in, okay? And if you have any product, you can clean your skin on the side. Yep, and dry out your brush. Now I'm going to do this. As you get closer, the angle of your brush makes the world bit of difference. Your brush should be at a 0 degrees and work your way up, because when it gets closer to the cuticle, it should be smooth. It should blend in, okay? So I'm not going to put it right in the cuticle. I'm going to put my bead right before it, and I'm going to push it into the cuticle, okay? So you're going to make your bead. You're going to put it right here. You're going to push and pat and smooth and pat and smooth. Just look at your overall. I can see I have a little bead on the side that's missing. I don't do the nail and on. It's just as many beads as you need. Okay? fill in where you need. Now, the quicker you do it, I mean, some people could have done this nail in one big bead.
Yep.
It's just preference for me. This is how I've always been doing it. Okay, you just place the little beads where you need it, but see how wet it is? And I'm smoothing it out. And see my pinky? I have a lot of balance. See? And it should have a nice arch. Nails shouldn't be flat. Your nails do not have to be thick at the free edge in order for them to be strong. The strongest point of the nail is called the apex of the nail, or the highest point. That's where that arch is. That's where your nail's gonna break. When you press on her nail, see where it turns white? That's where it's gonna break. It's not gonna break at the free edge. So nails just has to be thick at the arch, thin on the free edge, thin on the side. They should have that nice little arch to them. You can also too, as it's drying, to make them stronger, cover paint. You can make your own mixtures. Like OPIs, you can take these different pinks and mix them together to create different hues of pinks. So it depends on the client. Hi, how are you? So what you're gonna do is now, it depends on your preference on which direction you do it. You can start from the base of the nail, or you could start over here. It depends on, you know, your preference. Now with this colored one, I'm gonna tell you it's a little bit wetter because it's more like a colored acrylic, so you wanna use it at a drier bead. You can do it.
Oh, I like that.
Pearl. It's pretty.
I like that.
Okay? So you're going to bring this down and make your smile line first. And this is very easy. That's why I chose this nail. Her smile line is already there. I feel like I was holding my brush wrong. You can add glitter to this. This looks awesome with glitter in it, like a white shimmer glitter. Oh, so amazing.
You mix before?
You can put it in it. Yeah, we'll go into that after.
Wow.
Okay, so now this is called the reverse method, okay? What you would do is you're making the pink first, and then you're putting the white up against it. But if you notice, I've already made my smile line. So no matter if I get white up here, it's not even gonna matter, because when I file down, it's going to already have that smile line. Okay, that's one trick. Now, it took me a while to actually master that, because when I was in school, I used to do the white first, and then you could do the pink. It's on preference on what you want to do. I will tell you, it's a lot easier doing this way when you start getting into the encasing. Like a lot of girls will do the base of the nail really wet and runny. I'm personally not a fan of OPI's white. I don't like it. I was like struggling with my pink and whites, and when I switched products, I was doing so much better. So it's all on preference for you. Like that's why I explained to you guys. You guys get OPI in school. I encourage you to try C&D's acrylic, Young Nails acrylic, any company that's professional out there, because it may work better for you and your control and your consistency. So don't, if you guys get discouraged and you feel like this isn't working for you, just try something else. So don't feel like, you know, it's the end of the world, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my white, okay? I'm going to place my bead. Now see how it's so wet? I'm drying out my brush because it's like runny. I'm like so not a fan of this. And it won't even matter that you're really supposed to do this in one bead, but I can never do it. So,
Oh, it's so wet.
it's like runny.
water.
Like I'm just like so not a fan of it. Like I can't. You have to make the beads a lot drier. So it's all right. I'll deal with it. There we go, that's a little bit better. See, but you can dry out your brush if it's too wet. Okay, so I'm gonna put this. And it won't even matter, like I'll show you guys. I'm gonna get white up there, it's not even gonna matter because when I file it, it's gonna be gone. The sculpting is like when you guys get into putting stuff inside the nail. What if they wanted a pink tip or blue or black acrylic? It's so much easier to do. by doing it this way. But I'm putting the white over here purposely just so you guys can see what it's gonna look like. Now what you can do is also, a little trick is, here I'll show you with, on a tip if I have to. What's on that thumb? And it doesn't have to be.
It sounds kind of horrible. Teacher Marissa.
That's why, like, you guys are probably just gonna start off with your tips. You know, don't go crazy and starting to do other stuff.
That's why you need to help me to order that hand.
What did you say?
The hand. That hand to practice one.
Oh yeah, that hand is good for you guys to practice.
Yeah, can you order
So you can finish your sides.
One side.
I wonder, I'll find out. I wonder if you guys could order it through the school.
Oh yeah, find out for me.
I'll find out, because then you guys won't have to pay that astronomical shipping fees and all that extra stuff. Okay. Now, I'm just leaving it like that because I want you guys to see how it's going to look. But you kind of have to, with this, you have to like,
Pink one.
you could take a regular one, like it could be, like I'm just using this pink because she has no nail. So I'm basically making a free edge. So I'm starting at the base and then I'm going to add. So for example, I'm going to take this and I'm going to start here. I'm going to wait for it to get a little bit harder and I'm going to add on and make a free edge. Hold on, let me wait until it starts to harden up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press it. See how it's starting to come over the edge? Mm-hmm. You want to make a little free edge. Oops, I just messed that up. Just gonna fix this with this bead. Also, do you know how sometimes, I know this has happened to you girls, when you go get your nails done, but see, so if I want to make this longer, now I would take another bead and I would set it up right here, wait till it starts to harden and press it so it starts to come over the edge, okay? So basically, if they had